Well, just doing a quick video here on a 2006 GTJ timing belt replacement. It has the Chrysler 2.4 liter in it. I looked on YouTube, I couldn't see any videos on this. There's lots of PT Cruiser and Sebrings and stuff like that, but no Jeep. So just got it up in the air, just doing a bunch of work on it, just brakes and transmission oil and everything. So I want to get it all ready for winter so I don't have to worry about it and do repairs when it's freezing cold outside. So when I first looked at it, I thought this timing belt would come off in about a half hour, but it's a bit difficult. There's two bolts on the front. Let's see here, this guy. There's also one under the air cleaner. Somewhere, I have to find that. And then there's supposed to be three more under the alternator and power steering pump. So instead of just having a plastic cover here that would just come off easily, it's all one mounting bracket for the front accessory drives, your power steering, power and alternator. So there's supposed to be three more under here, two under, I think the alternator, one under the power steering pump, or vice versa. So let's get them off and see what we can find. And there's also the tensioner, this nut that is on a stud, and it goes all the way through right into the inner block. So that will have to come off as well, and then finally get the timing belt. Okay, so once I have that off, I'll hopefully do another video here, but just if you look at it, it's going to be a bigger job than what it looks like. It could be a very easy job, but because they use that aluminum piece for a bracket that kind of holds everything, it's a bit more involved. The ones here are 8mm heads on them. 19mm with a 1/2-inch impact. It's got an oddball 15mm head on the alternator. Oh, man. Original torque from factory. It's had the battery out anyway, but you definitely have to undo the terminals or else you'd be welding off of your positive terminal here. Anyway, just leave the wires on and stuff and just get the two bolts out. Just lay the alternator off to the side. It's got a long extension onto the one rear bolt. This is kind of in behind the alternator, where the alternator was. And there's the second bolt just in front of this one, which hopefully I can get the extension to. I think it's 15mm head as well. Yeah, on the front one now, right in behind where the, or just below where the alternator would mount. There we go. I don't like Phil Collins. Just leaving the easy ones for last here, just so it holds everything straight, and other bolts will come out without binding and stuff like that. Got the alternator up, it's hanging off the stable or rad support rod. I think I'm missing one down here though, behind the water or power steering pump. So see if that. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the steering pump. So just the bolts right through the front pulley with that extension. We are. Let's see here, 15. $13. I think I can see it just using the camera. I think it's down there somewhere. On the bottom of this bracket, see if I can feel it. Yeah, there it is there. Ah, great, super. So there is a third bolt on that side, like I read in the manual and online. Okay, so the last bolt is into the side of the block, just below the bracket. Just got my extension on it. Right there. and it's a 15 millimeter as well. So just hung the power steering pump out of the way, and then the alternator 2, and then you can finally get at it. I still haven't drained the coolant yet. I should have done that outside, but I didn't. But drain the coolant, so you can do the water pump as well. If you're not doing the water pump, you can probably get around that, but kind of crazy not to do the pump at the same time, because they can leak way before the belt will break. Okay, that's good. So yeah, I had to take the nut off here for sure first. I want to stress on that, and I left this bolt here for last because it's just the easiest to get to, and now it's loose, so should come off no problem now, I hope. And there's no holes in the harmonic balancer for a puller to get into. It's just a 3-spoke design. Any good one has holes in it, so you can use your balancer puller. But this one, you can't use a 2-leg puller or your standard harmonic balancer puller like this. So that kit won't work, and the 2-puller won't work. So you have to get a 3-leg puller. This guy, a 3-jaw. But they're only about 20 bucks, so it's not too bad. So you need that. The pulley's also, the pulley's also press fit. Most cars now have a couple dowels that will go on, and you simply unbolt it and it comes off. But this one you have to actually pull off. So there's no way around it. You have to get a puller to get it off. Definitely on there pretty good. Yeah. So finally got the front bracket off. Here's the mounting holes, so 1, 2 that you see right away, and then on the side over here, behind the alternator, there's 2 more, and down below the steering pump there's a 3rd one on the driver's side, and then of course there's one in the middle, and on the side here there's one for the air cleaner. It's come out as well. But now it's all off, so I just marked the cam pulleys, and gonna kind of double ensure that this is correct. So mark part of the belt, or unique tooth on the belt to match a pulley, and down below too. So that I'll take this original belt off, lay it against the new belt, mark the same cogs. And when it goes on, these should all line up as well as your timing marks on the cam pulleys and the timing mark down in the crank pulley. And that is correct. It says that the marked tooth should be trailing the mark on the oil pump area on the block, and that's what it's doing. So, it should be an easy timing belt to do because of all this room here. There's nothing in here. There's no mechanical fan or anything, so it should be, able to get it off in a couple seconds, or 20 minutes or so. But it's pretty involved. And then also now to get the water pump out, you have to take the cam pulleys off, get this inner cover off, and then so that you can get in and access the water pump down over here. Troublesome light. Yeah, so there's a water pump down there, and it's in behind another cover. Yeah, so I'll have to come off, and your tubes in the back as well. So, not a really easy job to do. I thought it'd be a lot easier, but this one's kind of hard. Compared to like a Volkswagen or a Mitsubishi, this was definitely the hardest. But anyway, that's the bolts that you have to find to get that front bracket off. Thanks, bye. So the inner cover just has 3 bolts, there, and one down there. And the cam sprockets come off. They are keyed, I guess you'd call it. The dowel pin there. I was worried that they wouldn't be, so I marked them, but they are, thankfully. And then you get your water pump finally. So it has the set for the tensioner is actually into the water pump. So that'll have to come out as well. And it looks like I don't have to take off the plumbing in the back, so hopefully this water pump will go off. And hopefully I'm ready to go back together. The cams aren't leaking. Tiny bit of seepage and stuff, but it seems pretty good. Nothing too serious to do it on. Yeah, I think that's about it. Is your timing sensor for your cam timing sensor. So be careful with that. But now it looks pretty good. So hopefully that'll be about it. Hope the belt will go on good and bolt this one back up. Here's the belts marked. It's gonna be hard to show this in one hand, but basically there's cog the same. So there's the old mark and the new mark on top. You follow it down and line it up so that the marks line up for the timing, or so the crankshaft pulley, and then across so that the marks line up for the other cam gear. This on cog for cog, so just make sure all the cogs line up. So that belt can only go on the way that the factory belt went on to the marks. And I'll also rotate it. There's the new water pump in. It's actually not too bad to get out. You don't have to take out the stud like I thought you did. That can stay in. New pulleys. So you line up these marks again, matching your belt. And then rotate it twice and check it again. And then check it one more time. So it's impossible to be out when you button it up. So this cam timing sensor is out just a little bit, then it goes into limp mode, and then you'll have no power. So cam timing sensor is reading off the chopper teeth here on the timing wheel. There we go. So the marks on the belt are lined up with the marks on the gear, and down here at the crank pulley as well. The crank pulley mark is on the trailing edge of the tooth that's marked or stamped, and both front 2.4 liter is horizontal. Took a bit of swearing, had to end up go around the crankshaft first, then up around the water pump, then the either pulley. Then this cam here always wants to kick back, kick clockwise. So to put it around there, and then twist with the wrench a little bit to pull all this tight and get around this one. It might be handy to put a set of just a light clamp or something here just to hold the belt there. But without it, I got it down to the tensioner pulley, and I took a small screwdriver and just had to shoehorn it on, and it slipped on. So not easy. It doesn't actually adjust enough to put the belt on, but it will go on. And that's a Gates belt. Alright, so belt's on. I think that's it for videoing. But anyway, I hope this helps people if you're going to attempt this job. It's not bad, but it could be a lot easier with a little bit of better design.